What's going on, everybody? Thank you for checking back in. For those of you who are new, my name is Dave with Everything in Between. Today we're going to be putting on some Monroe shock absorbers on a 2015 Nissan Versa. Should be a pretty easy project. We'll leave the link down in the description. I'm not sure what model this is. I guess that would be them right there. But we'll leave a link in the description in case you have a Versa 2015 that you want to replace. And yeah, so let's get to it. All right, go ahead. All right, we're going to remove all of these fasteners, and then we're going to remove this side piece right here to get to the top mounting bracket of the shock. All right. We're gonna have to lift that door. Oh, maybe you got it. But you got one at the top. Well, it already came off. All right, cool. All right, there's the right one. Passenger and driver's side. Where is that driver's side? Right there. All right. All right, the first thing you want to do is just loosen up the bolts on the car. Okay. Well, we'll just loosen it up. All right, that's good. If you need to use a piece of wood, you can put a piece of wood right onto the flat part of the jack. All right, then we're going to lift it up. Stop. No, keep going until we can fit these jack stands on it. And we're going to put 2 jack stands underneath to hold it, because we're going to need that jack for the back spring. All right, so we'll slowly let the jack down and leave the jacks holding the car up. Tighten it. Okay. Go ahead and pull it out. All right, now if you want, you can just take it off with your air gun if you have one. All right, so we'll lift it up until it barely squeezes the shock absorber. And this is just to hold it in place. Right there. A little bit more. Right there, right there. All right. All right, so we're gonna hold the top with any kind of wrench that you got, crescent wrench, vice grips. And then if you have a ratcheting wrench, that'd be better. But we don't have it, we got an open end wrench. And so you're gonna hold the top and you're gonna just undo the bolt. Take off the 2 pieces, that metal ring and the grommet. Well, it's not a grommet, it's a does it come off?
Oh wait, this?
Yeah, and there should be a spacer in there if it came with one. Should be a pretty easy project.
Which one?
All right, it's that bolt right there. I think it's an 18 millimeter.
Oh,
right there. Yep. You just say a coffee. All right, just make sure your pieces line up and are the same. Make sure all your hardware is included. Got the metal and the grommet. So it looks like they have a blue lock on here. And this is a bolt that may be rattling, or it is going to be rattling up and down, so you don't want this to come out. So I'm going to put a little bit of blue lock on here so that it makes sure it doesn't let that bolt come out. All right, we're going to tighten it until it's hand tight. And then when you want to do 91 foot-pounds of torque, where we're going to put it up to ride height as much as we can until we start lifting the car up pretty much. And then we're going to get a torque wrench and torque it down to 91 foot-pounds. And on the inside, you're going to put your grommet and then the... Get out of the way. You're going to put the grommet, then the metal piece on top, and then the nut on top of that. That's exactly how it goes. And we'll torque it down to 91 foot-pounds. Alright. I need the other hand. I ain't got no leverage. I need both hands. All this, get up in
I will go to
what the heck? Okay. 91 foot-pounds. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Sheesh. Alright, so that is pretty much it. We're going to show you the old shocks here in a second, but I just kind of wanted to, I'm going to try and work some magic editing this video, because I'm going to leave that footage in there. That way my nephew can always see it and always remember to be aware of your surroundings when you're working on a car or on a vehicle. So I believe it was the rotor. He busted, he face planted the rear rotor, trying to remove the bottom shock absorber bolt, and busted his lip. He looked like Professor Clump with that busted lip. Yeah, so he was like halfway out of commission, so I had to finish everything, the rest on my own. Yeah, and I just lost track of steps and recording and stuff like that. So hopefully this is pieced together with enough information for you to do yours. So after you torque down the top nut on the shock absorber from the inside of the vehicle, all you're going to do is get that jack, you're going to put it in the center, lift up the rear end, okay? You're going to put your tires on, hand tighten on your wheels, remove the jack stands. You should have jack stands on either side of your car on the bottom. Remove those, lower the vehicle down, and then torque down your lugs, and then go take a test drive. I don't think this is something where you have to check it after 100 miles or 1,000 miles or something like that, but I may have that car come back. It's my nephews and stuff like that, so I might have him come over and we'll lift it up and make sure everything is still, we'll get the torque wrench on there and make sure everything's torqued down the same as what we left it when we did it. So anyway, let me show you the two shocks that we got. So this was the passenger side. The ones that we put on were exactly like this one here. These could have been Monroe's. I don't know. I haven't looked for any model number or anything like that. But this was the driver's side. So if I would have taken this off first, I would have been like, what the heck? Did I get the right ones? But the ones that we put on were exactly like this. And I took this one off first. I just mashed it up and it looked good. So I went on with the process. And then when I took the driver's side, that was like that. So it has a different setup with this cap here. The grommet on this one was pretty much, I think this one was on the driver's side. I look like they just torqued it down way too much. They put more than the recommended or the required torque on there. So you got to be careful if you hear rattling on your vehicle while you're driving it, hitting bumps, and it's rattling. Check it as soon as possible. Whether you check it, somebody else checks it, because when I had the car on jack stands and I took that jack and I went to go put it under the spring of the driver's side, and you're supposed to pick it up and relieve it a little bit so you can relieve that tension of that nut and take it off easier. It was already 25%. I would say at least 25%. I kind of measured how much was already sticking, coming out the bolt. And it was the bottom one, the bottom bolt of the shock absorber. and I was able to just take it out with my hand. After I relieved the pressure a little bit, I was able to take it out with my hand. So who knows if that thing would have just came out, the shock absorber would have came off. Well, not came off. It still would have been bolted or nut from the top, but who knows that this piece that comes up, because this is all loose now, right? This can break. So this could have broke off and fell down if you're on the freeway, and it could have hit your gas tank, hit something on the bottom of your car, flipped out, hit somebody else's car, caused very bad accident or something like that. So got to be careful. And if you hear that rattling, take care of it as soon as you can. Even if you have to get cheap ones to replace, just be careful. If something sounds abnormal in your car, it could be dangerous. So anyway, hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully I can edit it where it gives you the steps that you need to take, shows you what it needs to show you, and you're able to do it successfully. This is an pretty much easy job, easier than other vehicles where you have to deal with the springs and all that stuff. So this is just a shock absorber, and yeah, I would say this is pretty easy to do. So yeah, so hopefully if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not like the video, completely understand, but just let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you can, it helps out a lot. Leave a comment down below. Do you have this car? Do you need to change your shocks? Have you changed them? Did it go as planned? You really don't need many tools for this, so you can just do it in your driveway. So anyway, hope you're having a good day doing whatever it is you do. We'll talk to you next time, and until then, peace.